Welcome to another video. If you're new to the channel, I'm a top author on the TradingView platform as well as running an educational company and swing trading full-time. If you still haven't, make sure you go and follow me also on TradingView. I publish every day new analysis and education completely for free. In today's video, we will be diving deep on a lot of multi-time frame analysis on different pairs, breaking down exactly how you're supposed to approach your trading from a technical analysis and order flow perspective, and specifically multi-time frame analysis to understand how the market moves and how to take advantage of the waves in the market. Let's get straight in the video and provide some free value for all of you. Okay, so the first pair that I want to speak about is Euro USD. Now, I released an analysis on TradingView when the market was at this area here. And I told all of you expect the market to make this retracement. Now, first of all, why did I say to all of you expect the market to make this retracement? First of all, because if you look at what hedge funds were doing on the euro, and if you look at what hedge funds were doing on the Euro USD, basically on the USD, sorry, you can clearly see that from a euro perspective, they were clearly increasing their shorts. So with the last report, we went from minus 65k net positions to minus 72k net positions. So they basically decreased their longs by 5k and increased their shorts by 2k. So they basically clearly increased their shorts, meaning that obviously euro was supposed to get weaker during this trading week, and that is exactly what happened, because if big banks, they have all the money, if they're selling, the price will go down. And if you look at what happened from a USD perspective, we went from 11k net positions to 13k net positions, and you can see that they basically added 990 longs and decreased 545 shorts, meaning that overall USD was getting stronger. So strong USD, weak euro means Euro USD is supposed to make a push to the downside. So going back on the price action that we have basically on Euro USD, what you can clearly see is that overall we expected this pullback also because the market basically had already created a nice impulse to the upside, very impulsive phase, and overall the market was clearly overextended to the upside. Plus, if you look at the moves in the market, we basically started from this low and went 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Now, when the market makes 5 waves to the upside, it will make a sharp correction. That is something that you will see over and over again. Look, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, sharp correction. That is something that the market does over and over again. And after 5 waves, usually you will get basically the market will not succeed in making another impulse. In fact, you can see 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 correction. The market did not succeed in making another impulse and never broke the previous high and started a push to the downside. And this is overall what we have at the moment. The situation that we have at the moment is a market that is retesting this strong area. Now, this area here is now previous resistance, which is now turned support. And what we also have is basically at this area, we can overall see that we also have the retest of this counter trend line that was broken to the upside and now retested. Another confluence factor that we have inside of this area is if we take our Fibonacci from the low to the high of this impulse, what you can clearly see by also zooming in is that the 50% Fibonacci retracement is in confluence with the previous resistance now turned support. Remember, previous resistance, if it's broken to the upside, is turned support. So previous resistance turned support in confluence with the 50%, in confluence with the counter trend line. So it is not basically a surprise that when the market made this push to the downside, hit the golden ratio and then rejected and closed above the area, because the market is basically interested in this zone as it is a strong area of support. So usually what will happen after this area, the market hits this area, so we will get a push to the upside. Now, we still don't know if the push to the upside will be another impulse or if it will follow if it will just be a tried and tested impulse and then failed impulse, like in this case, creating an F formation. So basically the market could now try to make an impulse and then create an F formation. Now, how you have to approach, like in this case, okay, after 5 waves, tries to make an impulse and then creates an F formation, retest of the neckline, then continuation to the downside. Very simple pattern that you will see in the market over and over again. Now, in this particular situation, how do you approach this situation? It's pretty simple. You know that you have the support here. So if you're able to take an entry inside of this area, when the market will make its push to the upside, basically you will be risk-free by the time that the market will make the push to the upside. And if the market will continue to the upside, then you will have a very good trade that is running risk-free with a good risk to reward. On the other side, if the market from here will continue to the downside, you will be taken out of the trade break even. So you're perfectly fine with that. So the important thing is that you know on the 4-hour time frame how you're supposed to basically take your entry, because at the moment on the 4-hour time frame, everything is still, from a structure perspective, still bearish. So you can't be looking for a long yet. So basically what we will be doing with the students, we will be monitoring price action on Euro USD inside of this zone. If and only if on the 4-hour time frame we will get one of our valid entries, then we will be taking this short to the upside and we will be risk-free as soon as the market reaches this area here, so that even if the market makes the push to the downside, we will anyway be out break even from the trade, which is a very important thing. And overall, if the market will continue to the upside and make a new impulse, then we will have our target at the -27 of the Fibonacci taken on the previous leg. Why? Because if we want information on this retracement, as we did before, we took our Fibonacci on the impulse. But if we want information on the next impulse, then we need to take our Fibonacci on the retracement, because it is basically how you will get the most accurate targets. So overall, we will be long until here. This is how we will approach Euro USD. Only if the market will provide us one of our valid entries, then we will be entering, because at the moment, if the price action is absolutely bearish on the 4 hours, so we have very good probabilities of continuing to the downside and breaking this area, unless on the 4 hours we see a clear shift of environment, structure, and price action. So this is what we have at the moment on Euro USD. Let's go and check out what we have on NZD CAD. That is the other pair that I want to speak about today with you. Now, this is overall the situation that we have on EuroCAD, what we're expecting to see on EuroCAD. Now, let's speak exactly why we expect this on EuroCAD. Let's start from the beginning and see what do we expect on EuroCAD. So first of all, the last time I spoke about it, the market was here, and I told you expect the market to make this push to the downside, and I told you this on TradingView. And why did I tell all of you to expect this push to the downside? Because first of all, from a daily perspective, we have it right in front of our eyes. We have an overextended W formation to the upside, which will trigger a sharp push to the downside. At least, that is at least what you expect. You expect at least the market to make a retest of this zone here, which is the previous resistance, now turned support. So you expect the market to go at least at this area. Now, if we go on the weekly time frame, what do we expect the market to go even lower, because we have a clear impulse followed by a clear correction, and we never got a solid, basically a correction in the market from a weekly perspective. If we have impulse correction, we expect the market to make at least a push to this zone here. Okay, we expect at least the market to make a push to this zone here, as it is the structure area from a weekly perspective. You can see that it's previous resistance, now turned support, and you expect the market to go and test this area for basically our relief from this very important, basically very impulsive phase. Specifically, there is also another pattern that the market likes to create over and over again, which is impulse, little correction, tries to make another impulse, everybody starts buying, and then is when the market starts the real correction. That is something that you will see over and over again and that the market likes to do. Simple manipulation of market makers, and many people fall into it. Now, if you look at what we have from a monthly perspective, it's pretty clear that from the monthly, if you remember, the market was around here. I told you guys expect the market to start a retracement, because overall we had this M formation. Okay, that is why I told all of you in analysis to expect the market to make this push to the upside. Specifically, we were speaking about taking our Fibonacci from the high to the low and expecting the market to go and test at least this 382 Fibonacci. Okay, first strong resistance level that the market has encountered when started this retracement, and you can see that the market actually made it already to the 50%. Okay, so from here we pretty much expect the market to try to basically go a little bit lower and start a new impulse, not necessarily a new impulse completely creating a new lower low, but at least we expect the market to make a push to the downside. It's pretty simple because the market loves to move in waves. Okay, it doesn't just change direction like this. The market, if it wants to change direction, this is how it does it. Makes a correction, then starts a new impulse to the downside, and then fails to complete the impulse and creates a W formation. And after a W formation, the market will make a retracement to the neckline and then a new impulse to the upside. That is how the market most of the times will change its direction from higher time frames. So at the moment on the daily time frame, what were we waiting for before we could possibly start looking for a short? So we knew that overall, given this overextended W formation that we already spoke about on a daily time frame, we were expecting the market to go and test at least this area. Okay, this is what we expected at least. But if we want to take the short, we can't be taking the short from here because this is previous resistance, now turn support. So you can't be taking a long from an area of previous resistance, turn support, because you're shorting support, and it's absolutely not a good idea. So what you have to wait for is exactly what just happened. So the market to create an equal low and break below this support, turn resistance. And what happens now? Now that the market has broken it to the downside, this is resistance. Okay, it was support here, was resistance here, turn support, broke to the downside, so it's now resistance. And if the market will make a pullback to this area, we will also have this head and shoulders here. And a clear impulse correction and impulse pattern to the downside. So that is what we will be waiting basically with the students. We will be waiting for the market to make this retracement. Then on the 4-hour time frame, we will be looking for one of our valid entries inside of this area. And if the market will provide us one of our valid entries, then we will definitely be taking this short. And our first target area will be this one here. Now, why this target here? Because this is the first previous resistance turn support that the market will encounter in its push to the downside. That is why this is the target area for NZD CAD and what we're waiting for from a reactive perspective and not predictive as usual. So the other pair I want to speak about is GBP JPY, okay? Because this is a very interesting pair. Now, when this is a simple explanation that I made basically for students that asked me a question yesterday. So basically on GBP JPY, what we were looking for. So on GBP JPY, in the last analysis I published on TradingView, the market was at this area here. And I told to all of you, expect the market to make the next impulse to the downside. Now, why I told you to expect the market to make the next impulse to the downside? Because it's a simple impulse, correction, and impulse pattern, okay? Very simple pattern in the market. It happens over and over again. The market moves in waves. It never goes basically in a straight line. And another confluence factor that we had is that basically if you take your Fibonacci from the high to the low, you can clearly see that overall we had retraced already at least the 382 Fibonacci taken from the high to the low. And another confluence factor that we had is that if we go from a weekly perspective, what you can clearly see is that the market overall already tested this bearish trend line from a weekly time frame. And if you look, it is the same concept that I explained earlier about the waves in the market. We have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 waves in the market. And after 5 waves, the market will make a sharp correction. And there is also another thing that I want to share with you. If the market makes a consolidation area, you will expect the market to go and test the low of the consolidation. Many people think that the market will test the high. Actually, most of the times the market will actually go and test the low of the consolidation area. You can go and test this on your own and you will see that this is true most of the times. And given this, basically that is the reason for which we expected a push to the downside. Also, another thing that we have, another confluence factor that we had, is that if you go and see what basically banks were doing with the JPY, you can see that overall JPY was getting stronger, okay? They were reducing their overall exposure to the short side. With the last report, they closed 11K shorts, meaning that JPY was actually getting stronger. In fact, if you look at the net positions, we went from minus 47K to minus 33K. So overall, clearly JPY was getting stronger, and that is why we expected JPY to get stronger during this week and make all of that push to the downside. push to the downside on all JPY pairs that you have seen basically this week. So overall on JPY, what do we have to do? Basically, what do we have to be looking at the moment? So overall, at the moment, there is not much you can do, okay? If you haven't already entered inside of this area, at the moment, if you have entered, you're supposed to be risk-free. And if you haven't entered, then it's too risky basically to enter here because you're shorting at support because you clearly have an area of support here. And you never know if the market will create a double bottom or if it will actually break the area and go and test the low of the consolidation that we have seen from a weekly perspective. So at the moment, what is the game plan? You need to wait for the market to hit the low of the consolidation. If JPY will actually go and test the consolidation, the low of the consolidation, then what we will be doing with the students? What we will be doing from this zone is monitoring price action for a long. Why? Because the market will have completed the impulse correction on impulse, will have created an information, okay? We'll have created this information, and after an information, you expect the market to go and retest the neckline, aka the previous support, now turned resistance. Make sure you drop a like and a comment if you enjoyed the video. It really does support the creation of more free analysis and education for all of you. And make sure you go and check out the mentorship program. It's a very complete program. You first get all the rules of my strategy, so the ICI strategy, the WM strategy, and TLCTL strategy, and then you have me answering every question that you have each and every day, and you also have my daily market breakdowns showing you exactly which pairs are near satisfying the rules for entry and how to take the trade, so the entry, stop, take profit, as well as how you're supposed to take it and when, according to the rules that you already have from the strategies. Without further ado, I will invite you to go and check it out or go check out the next video.